The shocking cancellation of Resident Alien before the highly anticipated Season 5 finale has sent shockwaves across the fanbase and television landscape, and while many are reeling from the abrupt end of one of Syfy's most inventive and beloved sci-fi dramas, the creator Chris Sheridan, who helmed this comic book-inspired mystery drama with vision and depth, has now come forward with revelations that reshape how fans might view the entire series, particularly its final season. As Sheridan confirmed in a candid interview with TV Insider, he and his team had already braced for the possibility that Season 4 would be their swan song, a decision that, though disheartening for the legions of devoted viewers, was not taken lightly or made without intense consideration, planning, and an intentional focus on narrative closure, because Sheridan, fully aware of the impermanence of serialized storytelling in today's volatile entertainment industry, strategically chose to funnel the creative energy of his writer's room into crafting a tight, emotionally resonant, and thematically satisfying final arc for Harry Vanderspiegel, the alien-turned-reluctant hero whose journey from destroyer to defender of humanity captivated millions since the show first debuted on January 27, 2021. This meticulously crafted conclusion, set to air on August 8, 2025, and already being hailed by insiders as possibly the most powerful installment in the series, marks not just the end of a chapter, but the culmination of a saga that has, season by season, deftly explored themes of identity, empathy, existential conflict, and the morality of survival, with Alan Tudyk delivering a career-defining performance as the complex and emotionally layered extraterrestrial, struggling with his dual roles as both a silent invader and reluctant savior within the fictional town of Patience, Colorado, where each character, from Sarah Tomko's Asta, to Corey Reynolds' tough yet vulnerable Sheriff Mike, to Levi Feeler's well-meaning Mayor Ben, embodied more than just quirky small-town stereotypes, serving instead as mirrors that forced Harry to grapple with the contradictions of his mission and the deepening bonds he never intended to form. And now, as Sheridan peels back the curtain on how Season 4 was constructed with the foresight of finality, fans gain a new appreciation for the precision behind every narrative beat, the emotional stakes embedded in every character interaction, and the way the overarching plot subtly shifted from open-ended suspense to a grand conclusion, with Sheridan remarking that wrapping up the storyline creatively was exciting and allowed his team to design an ending they could be proud of, ensuring that the finale would not feel abrupt or incomplete, but rather deliver the catharsis, resolution, and emotional payoff viewers deserve after 4 intense, surprising, and often hilarious seasons that walk the tightrope between sci-fi spectacle and grounded human drama. As fans prepare for the final episode, airing not only on Syfy but also simulcast on USA Network, expanding its final reach, the sense of loss is mitigated by the knowledge that the creators made deliberate choices to end strong, a rarity in television today, where abrupt cancellations often leave character arcs in limbo and plot lines unresolved. And while the disappointment of losing a show of such originality is palpable across social media platforms and fan forums, where thousands have expressed both heartbreak and gratitude, Sheridan's leadership and vision ensured that Resident Alien ends on its own terms, a gift rarely afforded in a climate where streaming numbers, corporate mergers, and shifting audience metrics often decide the fate of series with little warning or narrative mercy. What began as a quirky adaptation of the Resident Alien comic book series by Peter Hogan and Steve Parkhouse, originally expected to be a niche title, has grown into a multi-season cultural touchstone, achieving critical acclaim, streaming success on Peacock, and earning a place in the hearts of fans who saw themselves reflected in the humanity of its alien protagonist, a being sent to wipe out the human race who instead becomes our accidental protector, our mirror, our silent critic, and eventually our friend. And it is precisely this thematic inversion, this rejection of sci-fi tropes, and embrace of the absurdity and beauty of being human that made Resident Alien unlike anything else on television, allowing it to walk in the footsteps of shows like The X-Files, Northern Exposure, and Doctor Who, while carving out its own distinctly heartfelt and darkly comedic path, one now cemented with the final season that knows its ending and leans into it with confidence, creative intensity, and emotional clarity. And though Sheridan admits the cancellation was foreseeable, that foresight has paradoxically empowered the final episodes with a sense of urgency and creative liberation, giving the show the rare opportunity to answer long-simmering questions, close long-dangling threads, and bring Harry's arc from callous observer to deeply conflicted protector to a final point of evolution, allowing fans to say goodbye not just to a show, but to a journey that challenged them to think about humanity from an outsider's perspective, to examine the fragility of our world through alien eyes, and to laugh at the absurdity of existence while also confronting its darkest impulses. And, as the final broadcast nears, the legacy of Resident Alien becomes clear. A series that defied genre conventions, survived in a fiercely competitive landscape, and ended not because it ran out of ideas, but because it chose to deliver a complete, powerful story while it still had the freedom to do so, leaving fans with a final season that Sheridan himself calls his favorite, a finale that promises to be more than just an episode. It will be a testament to what television can still achieve when creators are allowed to finish what they start. And while the story of Harry Vanderspiegel might be ending on screen, its impact will undoubtedly endure in reruns, in streaming, and in the hearts of fans who are lucky enough to experience a show that dared to ask, what if an alien came to destroy us and chose instead to understand us?